Good morning students and welcome to your English class. Today we will do an interesting poem by Rudyard Kipling. The name of the poem is If. So without wasting any time further, let's start our today's class.
Rudyard Kipling was born in Mumbai on 30th of December 1865. He was a prolific writer and a journalist. He wrote many stories about the jungle and the beasts, and you all know that the most famous one of them is the Jungle Book. And he remains the youngest and the first British writer to win the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1907. This poem, If, by Rudyard Kipling, is a didactic poem. Now, what is a didactic poem? Well, a didactic poem is a poem written to give instructions, and in this poem, Rudyard Kipling addresses his son with certain instructions, telling him how to be a real man. This poem is written in 4 stanzas, each stanza comprising of 8 lines. Since this is an inspirational and motivational poem, it also has a universal appeal. Well, universal appeal means it is used all throughout the world as instructions for youth so that they can be men and women of virtue. This poem is written as a single complex sentence in the second person, and in this poem, the poet expresses valuable virtues for being a successful man. Now, when we talk about the title, If, the title itself expresses a condition. We do know that if is a conjunction that expresses a condition, and in this poem, the poet says that if you exhibit certain qualities as a man, you would be successful and would be able to gain great victory. Now, let us read the poem. Stanza 1. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too, if you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated, don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good nor talk too wise. Students, as we can observe, the poem is actually one long sentence and it ends on a particularly high note which is emphasized using an exclamation mark. This beautiful poem was written by Rudyard Kipling for his son, and here he reveals the timeless values and character that a person should possess and how he should go about in the world to be called a real man. Well, the poet starts the poem by saying that if you keep your cool and patience even when others lose their temper and blame you, if you can have faith in yourself even when others doubt you, and yet you be generous and tolerant of these people, if you can wait for opportunities or have patience in life and not give up, or when people all around indulge in lies but you do not lie, or people hate you yet you do not hate people in return, and try not to show your superiority or wisdom before others by words or actions. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken, and stoop and build them up with worn out tools. Now, here the poet says that if you can dream and act upon those dreams and think positive thoughts and act upon them, if you can meet with success and failures in a level headed way and treat them alike, if you can patiently hear your truth distorted by people to fool others, or watch your life's labor just wash away or break before your eyes, yet you do not lose your courage or confidence and start building them up again, even though you may be tired and worn out now. If you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose and start again at your beginnings and never breathe a word about your loss, if you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. The poet here says that if you can lose all your life's savings at one go and yet you do not grumble or complain about your loss, if you can get your body to work for the good of mankind, even though it is now old and withered and tired. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and which is more, you'll be a man, my son. Now, the poet says that if you can talk to common people, yet remain good, and also not be affected by the company of rich people and kings, and you do not lose touch with the reality, if you are above the hurt caused to you by your friends or enemies, and you do not get affected or react, and all men are equal to you, and you have no favorites on the basis of money, position, etc. If every minute of your life is well spent and not wasted, the poet then says that if you are able to do all these things, then God has created this earth specially for you, and you deserve everything that this earth has to offer, and you will be a man in the true sense of the word. You would have imbibed all the good qualities of a true man.
So students, I hope you've all understood this poem. We will meet in our next class. Till then, take care, stay home and stay safe.